Our journey begins with a picnic in Chicago on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Our couple has finished the appetizers and prepares for the main course, which includes Asian rump roast and tube steak smothered in underwear. From 1 meter away, we clearly see the defined outline of Don's summer sausage resting heavily on his soon-to-be hickeyed leg. Meanwhile, China Betty reads from a book on how to moan in English. From 10 meters away, the details of Don's engorged cock fades from view, and we see that their public humping will be taking place in a deserted park, seen only by passing cars and a few boats. Now 100 meters, China Betty's round apple ass converging with the scenery around it. 1,000 meters. Somewhere in this square, a man looks for a lost shoe. 10,000 meters. From here we see most of the city. In the time our camera has traveled, 9 people have lost their lives to gunshot wounds and/or stabbings. At 100,000 meters we begin to see the blue hue of Florida's ghost, inching into the city and devouring all in its predatory wake. Children scream in terror as they are ingested by the insatiable appetite of the runaway state. 1 million meters reveals the country as a whole. It's made mostly of dirt. At 10 million meters we see our planet. Somewhere at this exact moment, somebody's grandmother is trying anal for the first time. 100 million meters. Imagine 1 meter. Now multiply that by 100 million. This is what a line looks like. 1 billion meters. If 1 meter equaled a nickel, right now you'd have 1 billion nickels. At 10 billion meters, a curved line appears. This is known as the curvy line thing in which our planet resides. Right now, Don is plowing into Asian face. 100 billion meters reveals the rings of our sun, each ring containing 1 planet in our solar system, Mars being by far the gayest planet. We cross 1 trillion meters, known in the scientific community as a shitload of meters. This term was coined by astrophysicist Johann Shitload in 1941. 10 trillion meters reveals the imperfection of God's grand design. A better God would have planned the orbits a little more symmetrically. This design lends weight to the theory that God is a Mexican woman. 100 trillion meters. Our cameraman has long since asphyxiated from the lack of oxygen. At 1 quadrillion meters, we finally realize what the tattoo on a hippie porn star's lower back means. 1 light year. This is like a normal year, only with much fewer calories. Back on Earth, Don is enjoying the primal pleasures of mock incest role-playing. His dangly flop. We now travel 10 light years. We've passed our closest star, Alpha Centauri, and now fly by our next nearest star named Bernie Hot Glow Ball. 100 light years is the furthest that light has ever traveled in the history of the universe. From this vantage point, we see stars that are much inferior to our own sun, each point of light being only the size of a common Volkswagen. 1,000 light years brings us to the edge of our own galaxy, which is yet to be named and is referred to by the scientific community as simply bright swirly thing. At 10,000 light years, we see the section of our galaxy known as America. All stars, planets, people, and concepts in this zone belong to the United States. 100,000 light years. Right now, Don is apologizing to China Betty for prematurely ejaculating in her hair. Meanwhile, on the other side of the galaxy, an alien has never heard of the concept of hair. 10 million light years. Awesome. More points of light. Seeing this will certainly help me fix my truck or make my wife get off my ass about fixing the lawnmower. 100 million light years. You guys ever heard that song Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie? I took that song serious for a few days until I Googled her and saw those images where she peed her pants on stage and she was all embarrassed. Then she released a statement to the press on the whole situation, and it got me to thinking about how retarded it was that she even had to have a goddamn press conference addressing her urine problem, because the general public's so obsessed with celebrity, they just had to have some closure where that whole story was concerned. Then I found a bunch of pictures on Google image search showing how fine her ass is, and I thought about how sad it was that people stopped talking about J-Lo. So I looked up a bunch of pictures of J-Lo's ass and saw normal, non-airbrush pictures that showed all the cellulite and bumps and pimples and whatnot. And that kind of made me sad. I mean, it's a nice ass, and don't get me wrong. I mean, it's just that, I don't know. It's just when you see it in its natural, unairbrushed setting, it's kind of, well, it's kind of gross. I'd still fuck it, though. Oh yeah, Dawn. Back on the ground, we see Dawn and China Betty lying exhausted after a morning of sucking and fucking each other to near death in the watching eye of the public. From 10 centimeters away, we view the hand that just moments ago wielded unrelenting violence towards his lover, who claimed that the pork had made her somewhat ill. 1 centimeter. That's somewhat disgusting. I mean, look at it. All cracked and calloused. That's the hand of a man that's beat many a woman before and will beat many a woman in the future, long after Betty has been deported. At 1 millimeter, we cross the line of personal space and begin to enter Dawn's justice dealer, the pores of his skin still glistening fresh with vaginal juices and hate. 100 microns. This is the view that Betty would have seen had it not been for the white flash produced by Dawn's stinging backhand. The approaching square marks the exact spot that blinded Betty in her right eye. 1 micron. And now we see the coils of DNA that make Dawn what he is, and what he will one day produce as the product of rape. 1,000 angstroms. We single in on a solitary strand of DNA, its double helix spelling out the doom of many a hooker and future spawn using an alphabet of 4 letters. 100 angstroms brings us closer to the hate gene, which fuels Dawn's rage and prompts him to hand out beatdowns like a PE coach hands out inappropriate sexual comments. 10 angstroms reveals 3 hydrogen atoms, bonded by the motivation to physically and mentally destroy any human who dares connect with Dawn in his desire to prove his manhood through violence. 1 angstrom. Now we're just making stuff up to sound all sciencey and more intelligent than you. The truth is, there is no measurement called an angstrom. We just use that because we like the word angst. 1/10 of 1 angstrom. We had a computer that produced awesome looking dots, so we decided to fill your screen with them. You're feeling sleepy. 1/100th of 1 angstrom. Your eyes are getting heavy. Your only desire is for sleep. Ignoring this desire only makes you all the more tired. Give in to your body's beckoning and relax. You are now asleep. You will listen only to the sound of my voice, and you will do as it tells you. My name is Dawn, and I just sexually assaulted my wife in the park. The police will be questioning you soon because you laid witness to the whole thing. When they ask you about the incident, you will tell them that you saw nothing more than a man and woman sleeping peacefully in a picnic blanket. If they press further and ask about the screaming, you will tell them that the only screams you heard were those of a woman who was overjoyed at the deliciousness of her lunch. Saying otherwise will make your lungs fail, and you'll be unable to speak or breathe. Your only desire is to protect Dawn and punish his wife, who is a filthy liar and a whore. A whore. When you wake up, your absence of pants will appear perfectly normal to you, and the aching in your asshole will simply tell you that you have to poop. Now remove your pants and bend over.